Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down some of those sneaky, silent habits that just drain your bank account. You might have a great salary, but these things, they could be the real reason your wealth just isn't growing.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question that I think hits home for so many of us. You're working hard, you're earning a good income, but then you look at your bank account and you're just like, where did it all go? Sound familiar? Well, trust me, you are not alone.
And here's the thing. The real issue, it often isn't the number on your payslip. It's the small stuff. The invisible patterns, the little automatic decisions we make every single day that just quietly sabotage our financial progress without us even noticing.
So first up, let's talk about the mental blocks. I call these the habits of inaction, where the biggest cost actually comes from what you don't do rather than what you do.
And it pretty much boils down to these three things. We delay investing, right? We tell ourselves, oh, I'll start next month. We save money, but we don't have a clear goal for it, so there's no real motivation. And the big one, we wait for the perfect time to get started, a time that, spoiler alert, never, ever shows up.
Now, the real tangible cost of all that delay, it comes down to one of the most powerful forces in all of finance, compound interest. It is literally the magic that makes your money start earning its own money. But it needs one crucial ingredient: time. And here's what that delay actually looks like in real money. Starting to invest at age 35 instead of 25 can cost you a staggering 50 lakh rupees in potential wealth. I mean, just think about that. That's the price of saying, I'll do it later. It's a huge number that really shows just how valuable starting now truly is.
So the key here is to just flip the script. Instead of saying next month, go automate a tiny investment today. Seriously, even 500 rupees is a fantastic start. And forget about trying to predict the market. The most successful investors know that just being consistent over the long run, that wins every single time.
All right, let's move on. Let's look at how these mindset traps build into those sneaky spending habits that make your salary feel like it's just vanishing into thin air.
And here they are, the leaks in your financial boat. They're subtle, they're constant, and man, can they be damaging over time. It's not usually one big purchase that sinks you. It's 1,000 tiny, untracked expenses. Okay, this one is a biggie. You get a promotion, you get a raise, maybe a bonus, and what happens? Your rent gets a bit bigger, your car gets fancier, you start eating out more, and suddenly you're not actually earning more, you're just spending on a fancier level. You're basically running faster on the hamster wheel, but you're not going anywhere. And that leads us right into emotional shopping. After a tough day, that little buy now button just feels so good. And the algorithms, they're designed to know your weaknesses. They know when you're feeling down or bored, and boom, they serve you the perfect temptation. It becomes this whole cycle of buying to feel good and then feeling guilty afterwards.
But there is a fix. The solution to these spending leaks is actually a really simple but incredibly powerful framework. It's the 50-30-20 rule. It basically gives every rupee you earn a specific job. 50% for your absolute needs, 30% for your wants, and a non-negotiable 20% for your savings and investments.
So the fix is all about two things: awareness and friction. If you have no idea where your money's going, just track it. For 1 month, the results will probably shock you. And for those "I deserve this" moments, use the 48-hour rule. If you still want that thing 2 days later, okay, then you can think about buying it.
Okay, finally, let's talk about the missteps. These are those really expensive mistakes that happen when we just don't understand the rules of the money game. Or, maybe worse, when we let other people dictate how we play it.
These three habits, they form a really dangerous trio. They're driven by this powerful mix of social pressure to look successful and a genuine lack of financial literacy. The stuff most of us were never ever taught in school.
This quote just nails the whole trap of keeping up with the Joneses. You see their brand new car, you see their amazing vacation photos, you see the fancy dinners. What you don't see is their credit card statement, their loan balance, or the insane stress they might be under just to keep up that image.
And that social pressure, it often leads people to misuse one of the most dangerous financial tools out there. A credit card is not extra money. It's a very, very high-interest loan. At these kinds of rates, a tiny debt can quickly spiral out of control, actively destroying your wealth every single month.
So what's the fix? It's pretty simple, really. Treat your credit card like it's a debit card. Pay the full balance every month, or just don't use it. And instead of feeling overwhelmed by finance, just commit to learning one small thing a day. Just 15 minutes can compound your knowledge, just like compound interest grows your money.
Okay, we have covered a lot, and just knowing about these habits is a massive first step. But real, lasting change, that only comes from turning what you know into what you do, starting today.
So, we've looked at the mindset traps, like delaying action. We've talked about the spending leaks, like emotional shopping and lifestyle inflation. And we've covered the knowledge gaps that lead to credit card debt and social pressure. Now, if you recognize yourself in any of these, that's not a reason to feel bad. That's your starting line. Look, don't try to fix everything all at once. That is a recipe for failure. The key is to start small. Just pick one habit. That's it. Automate one good decision, like a small monthly investment. And then just track your progress for 1 week. Build that momentum. You know, if you take away just one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. Building wealth. It's less about the size of your salary and so much more about the discipline of your habits. Your behavior is, by far, your most powerful financial tool. So, as we wrap up, I'm going to leave you with this question. It's not just about what you learned today. It's about what you're going to do with it. So take a moment, be honest with yourself, and decide which one of these habits are you going to start breaking today.